I am with first team manager Darren Salmon. Do you want to talk us through the Farnham win?
Oh, that's a nice open-ended question, Gary, to kick off with. Yeah, do you know what? I went and watched them play against Chertsey. I think under new management, I thought it was worth going and having a look. And we're never going to assume that a team is going to be poor because of league position or anything else. And I thought they were outstanding against Chertsey. They were 2-0 up. I thought they were in a really strong position. For me, they made a couple of surprising changes on the day and they ended up losing the game. But I knew that potentially today, if they set up to their strengths, they were going to be reasonably formidable. So we rested a few players today. We've got a reasonable sized squad, and we knew that we've got to try and keep some of the players that perhaps haven't had minutes playing. That wasn't, let's say, a reflection on the game. It's just a reflection of where we are this season at the moment with the fixtures and stuff. Got out the traps really well. I think we could have been up after just a matter of kind of 30 seconds. Played at a good intensity, and I thought we were good value for the 3-0 lead that we had. And then we kind of self-destructed for a quite crazy 5 or 10 minutes where we conceded a penalty, looked like we wanted to get involved with the referee, lots of unnecessary stuff. Got our heads back together, got fourth before half-time. Came in here, had a few corrective conversations with a few players, and then second half, again, I mean, it speaks for itself. The boys exploded out the traps. I don't think it's a massive surprise to me that we've ended up beating someone by a significant scoreline. I think lots of games we create lots of good chances, and we probably squander lots of good chances. So today, I think that we were clinical today. I thought we made the keeper work on even the chances that we didn't score. We made the keeper work. We probed and pressed and played with good intensity today. So a purple day, if you like, really good day in the office, and the lads finishing today was absolutely top draw.
Okay, that's fair enough. The first 20 minutes, as you say, we were quite dominant. We scored 3 goals, but that aside, we didn't really create much in those first 20. They then pulled a goal back, and as you say, we looked like we were going to self-destruct a little bit, but then Michael Campbell pulls out an absolute worldie to make it 4-1, and that, for me, sort of killed off the game a little bit. They just got their tails back up. They got back to 3-1, got their tails up, and any chance of a comeback, he pretty much snuffed out instantly. Yeah. And then, as you say, we went into the second half, and it was just sort of goals for fun, really.
Yeah, I kind of disagree a little bit. I think you say we didn't create many more chances than the 3 we had. I think there was a cross come over from a corner that the keeper's got underneath it. Aces at the back stick. You expect him to hit the target. That's gone wide. So at early doors, Michael's he's headed down. You think we could be one up there. I think it was a controlled performance. I expected, when I saw the setup today from Farnham, I was expecting them to play with Banks, set themselves up with Banks today, and try and nullify us and maybe try and hit us on a counter. That was what I was expecting from them. So we went straight out for early doors and we played with a good tempo, high pressing game. And sometimes when you get out the traps that quick and it's difficult to then keep the players' momentum going. I think they sort of felt that, I think at 3-0 that we was in control, and it was almost a silly 10 minutes where we then kind of fell asleep a little bit. And allowed them a lifeline, but say 4th goal from Michael was a quality finish. It's what we brought him back for.
There were several other top draw finishes as well today. If you look, Tom Neal's second goal was just superb. Farrell's last goal was outstanding. So that's got to be a pleasing sign. But when you look at the game and other factions, back defensively, we looked okay today. I know it's easy to overlook the defence when you hit 11 goals, but I thought Hastings, who came back in after 3-4 games out, did a decent job. Jeff, who's been out for ages, clearly was blowing towards the end, but again, did a decent job. And it's good to have both of those two sort of back into contention and looking to sort of push for places as we enter this difficult last couple of months.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Craig and Owen have kind of been a little bit guilty of their own demise in certain situations. They've been unavailable at key times. They've taken, whether it's been work or holiday or whatever, they've taken time out, which has then, meant that they've had to kind of be patient in getting themselves back. And to be fair, Boggs has been ever present and steady as a rock. I think as a captain this year, he's grown into the role. I think he has the respect of the rest of the back line. So I think with him in there, we're better with him there. Tance is for me, 85 minutes of the game is outstanding. He has, he likes to have a 5 minutes where he kind of gets a bit sidetracked, and if he can get that out of his system, I think he'll be a fantastic player. Jeff, as you say, has been out since maybe the end of December.
Chertsey,
yeah. So we haven't seen him for 3 months. He's been back trying to get himself a little bit fit. He's only been back in training for a couple of weeks. Today we hoped to get him over the line with 60 minutes today. So I'm really glad that we've had a chance to kind of force the issue of him and get him 90 under his belt. And he'll feel it tomorrow.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But he's got that when he needed that. And I say Craig was never, to me, Craig, he's a good solid defender. What you see is what you get with Craig, and I mean alongside. So it didn't change the parity for us today. It wasn't a game changer in terms of the way we were going to set up and play. It was just an easy rotation.
Fair enough. There's a couple of other points we've got to touch on. There was a little spat in the first half between Malachi and Darren. Seemed to continue into the second half a little bit. Is that something you need to be stamping down on, or what were your thoughts on that?
Do you know what? It's a cliche in it. I certainly didn't hear about it myself in the first half. It was brought to my attention at half time. We had a chat about it in here. I said, listen, you don't always going to get on with everybody that you'll either play with or work with or whatever. But I said to the boys at half time, you got to be professional. If you're thrust in a work situation with somebody that you don't particularly gel with or whatever, or you're not sure that they're your type of person, whatever it happens to be, whatever the reason was, you've just got to knuckle down and work around it. There was obviously tension between those two for whatever reason. I've yet to get to the bottom of it, but I was most keen today that it didn't impact on the performance or the result, which is why I said to the lads at half time, it was certainly not going to be something that was going to be tolerated if it was likely to cause us an issue going forward with the result or even future results.
Okay, fair enough. I think finally, probably they often get a lot of criticism. I think we have to credit the referee today, because it would have been easy for him to turn up, have a little look at the pitch, see there's a little bit of slush on it and say, you know what, bit chilly, don't fancy it, I'll call it off. But he took his time, listened to a few people around him.
Yeah,
potentially.
Absolutely. Less, yeah. I don't talk about officials anymore. But it always lands me in hot water for some strange reason. So today, yeah. Do you know what? The guys came down here and they were open to conversation. I think Farnham had come a long way. After the initial inspection, we had an inspection by a league official at 11 o'clock this morning, and he said, if provided there was no additional snowfall or significant snowfall, and the temperature didn't drop significantly to create clusters of ice on the pitch, he felt that the game would go ahead. I don't think, irrespective of the way that it's turned out, I don't think Farnham would have been enjoying the prospect of having to come back here on a Monday night. We've done it the last 2 seasons in reverse to them. It's a difficult place to go. And I think when you talk to the players afterwards, they've all contested and agreed that the pitch was excellent. They said they didn't feel there was any risk to player out there. They didn't slide around. So yeah, do you know what? Credit to the officials today in regards to their using common sense and making sure that an already congested fixture backlog wasn't made worse.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Darren. And we move on to Monday, which is Southern Combination Cup.
Yep.
Walton Casuals. Be a tough game. They'll be up for a bit of revenge after last season.
Without a doubt.
Obviously, I'm assuming you're going to make several changes for the game.
Yeah, I would imagine so. We'll set up. I've seen Casuals a couple of times this year. They're flying. I know they didn't have the greatest result today, but they are genuinely flying. They're a very hard-working side. Anthony Gale's got them set up, organised very well. So we know it'll be a tough ask for us. They're in the top 5 or 6 of the Bostik South for a reason. So but that's where we're aspiring to be. And we'll have a think about it. We'll probably make a few changes, and we'll be ready for Monday night to give a good account of ourselves, I'm sure.
Cool. And I know I said finally a minute ago, but one very last thing. Always good to hear when another one of our sides gets into a cup final. The reserves today played Battersea Ironsides in the Surrey Elite Reserve Division Cup semi-final. 1-1 after extra time, and they go and win 6-5 on penalties, with a 16-year-old goalkeeper saving the winning penalty.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah. Do you know what? I'm absolutely made up from. You know, I think as a club this year, we've enjoyed probably, you know, take the first team on the field success out of the equation for a second. As a club this year, right across the board, from the youth sections, I think we're in 4 finals at present, and now with one of the maybe 2 senior sides.
We've got 3 Colts teams, so the under 10s, 12s, and 16s in finals.
Yeah.
The second Sunday
side, yeah,
and the reserves in the finals.
Yeah, so you know, and the possibility of increasing that, I guess. So you know, and that's fantastic. I think that just goes to show as a club where we've come from the last few years. And you know, obviously, I'm absolutely made up for Mark and the reserve team boys today. That was a tough ask, and for Liam as well. You know, Mark's stepped in for the reserve team under difficult circumstances this year, and you know, we all wish Liam all the very best. You know, he's having a tough personal fight, and hugely appreciated for what he's done with the club, and there's lots of love, you know, being sent his way by everyone. But Mark is flying the flag, and Mark has stepped in with John stepping away. Again, we're really grateful to John for doing it as he did. But I'm absolutely made up for those boys. Really young squad, really exciting bunch of lads in there, and you know, to hear Brandon, one of our own, as at 16, has saved the winning penalty is fantastic. So massive accolades and applause to them all round. Really great day in for the club today.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you.